for kickoff. We are less than 60 minutes from kickoff.
Hey, y'all. Welcome in. My name is Jeff Nowak, WWL Digital Sports producer. I'm out here at the Dome getting y'all ready for a Week 8 showdown between the Saints and the Raiders. I don't know what to expect, if I'm being completely honest. Is this Saints team going to finally come out and show us the talent level that we expected going into the year, kind of get this thing back on track and take advantage of honestly, just going to be straight up an embarrassingly bad NFC South to this point in the season? I don't know. Can they? Does that team even exist? If it does, you have to see that today. You're going to have Chris Olave. You still do not have Jarvis Landry or Michael Thomas. It's going to be Marquez Callaway, Traquan Smith, maybe a bigger dose of Rashid Shaheed, and obviously Taysom Hill. You have Andy Dalton as the QB1. That is the biggest development from this week. Dennis Allen came out and finally just definitively said Andy Dalton is the starter until he is told otherwise, because I think this team needed that. I think it needed a just kind of identity on offense, like a person to rally around. And to this point, you just haven't had it. On defense, you're getting Paulson Adebo back. You're going to see Alontae Taylor starting across from him again. That's going to be interesting to watch. The Raiders obviously have Devontae Adams, who's going to be a tough matchup. They also have Josh Jacobs, who's third in the NFL in rushing. It's going to be really difficult to slow down in between the tackles. How the Saints handle that is going to be a big in terms of whether they can compete in this game. They're not getting a lot of respect on the betting line. The Raiders come in, the 2-4 Raiders come into the Superdome as a 1.5 point favorite. And, you can get mad at that, but until the Saints do anything to prove the odds makers wrong, that's going to continue to happen. But, all right, I'm going to shift back to the field camera here, but I am in the background. If you have any questions, comments, score predictions, hit me up, and I will see what I can do. But yeah, about 55 minutes until kickoff here at the Dome. Thanks, y'all.
Referee mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Referee mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So, question from Hemisphere: who is out this week? Who is in? All right. So we did get the inactives a few minutes ago for the Saints, and give me 1 second, and I will pull them up for you. All right. For the Saints, the inactives, no real surprises. You have wide receiver Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, cornerback Marshawn Lattimore, defensive end Carl Granderson, tight end Adam Troutman, and offensive lineman Wyatt Davis. Now, none of these are really a surprise. Mike Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Marshawn Lattimore all got ruled out on Friday. Carl Granderson being inactive is probably more about Peyton Turner being active for the first time since I want to say week 2. He's been dealing with a chest injury. He practiced all week. He should be out there. That's a good thing. Adam Troutman was questionable. He's still dealing with that ankle. He's injured against the Bengals, and so he is inactive. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of Nick Vannett. He's active today, and Taysom Hill, obviously, along with Jawan Johnson. So those are the inactives for the Saints. Now, on the Raiders side, the names aren't nearly as exciting, but I'll give those to you as well. So the Raiders inactives are running back Britton Brown, linebacker Jayon Brown, offensive tackle Jackson Barton, Darren Waller, who is a late scratch, which is that is a significant thing. You're going to end up seeing more Foster Moreau. If you remember Foster, he's a New Orleans kid. He went to Jesuit and obviously started LSU. And then defensive tackle Matthew Butler, defensive end Tayshawn Bauer. Those are the inactives. So some significant names, but nothing that you'd expect to really swing this matchup. The Saints are going to need, significant contribution from Chris Olave and another wide receiver somewhere, whether it's Marquez Callaway, whether it's Traquan Smith. They're going to need something. Maybe Rashid Shaheed can get more than one touch today. Who knows? But he's going to be out there as well. So it's going to be an interesting matchup for sure. Donovan Peterson here. The NFC South is wide open. Yes, it is. So the Bucs lost on Thursday. That means that the Falcons are officially in first place in the division at 3-4. They are playing the Panthers today. So if the Panthers win and the Saints win, every team in the NFC South is 3-5. So yes, the NFC South is wide open. Adebo is not out. Adebo will be active today. He's dealing with a knee injury. Dennis Allen told us during the week that he injured that knee during the Seahawks win. He played through it against the Bengals, and he was not able to recover on a short week to be active against the Cardinals. But he is active today. Dennis Allen told us that he's looking a lot more like he did during training camp. Remember, he had that ankle injury at the end of camp, and that really slowed him down. I don't think we have really seen the Paulson Adebo that everyone was excited about in camp yet this season. So hopefully with some health on his side, you can get a more representative showing from that guy who everyone was excited about, because I think that ankle injury followed by the knee injury has really hampered him. So and they're going to need him today. You're going to have Alontae Taylor across from him. You're going to have Chris Harris in the slot, maybe splitting reps with Justin Evans. And we're going to have to see. There's no Marshawn Lattimore, so you just got to make it work. All right, y'all. I'm still here. Hit me with your score predictions. Any questions, hit me up, and I'm going to switch back to the field camera. I know it's the wireless connection in the dome is not flying so far. So sorry about the kind of choppy video, but you can take what you can get, right? All right, y'all. Okay, we got one more question here. Anything on Sean Payton visiting the Saints facility this week? I talked about this on the podcast this week. No one asked me about it then. And then Andrew Drew tweets about it, and everyone thinks it's a thing. It's not a thing. We knew Sean was in the city. We saw him at the Pelicans game catching a ball in the stands, right? He knows 80% of the people in that building he's going to go visit. Whether he talked to Dennis Allen, whether they caught up, I don't know. But it's not a thing. We asked Pete Carmichael about it on Thursday, which is the day that Sean was there, and he didn't even know that Sean was in the building that day. So it's not like he was going around meeting with all the offensive staff. He was just there to visit. So yes, he was there. No, it's not a big deal. All right. Saints know what Saints know. All my cousins are coming over, and I'm the only Saints fan. I'm sorry. Are they Raiders fans? Because if there are any other fans, that's still not that bad. Get in the root for the Saints. All right, y'all.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Caesars Superdome. We are thrilled to have you all here for today's matchup between the visiting Las Vegas Raiders and your New Orleans Saints. Saints fans, be sure to purchase your 50-50 raffle tickets during today's game. Proceeds from today's raffle will benefit the Saints Hall of Fame. You can purchase your raffle tickets from one of our roving sellers or right from your seat by using the Saints app. That's right, all you have to do is open up the Saints app and locate the 50-50 raffle card to purchase. It's that simple. Tickets are 3 for $5, 10 for $10, or the golden deal and 80 tickets for $20. Today's total is already $18,240. Sales will conclude at the end of the third quarter, and the winning ticket number will be announced in the fourth quarter. Remember, you can't win if you don't play. Welcome to the Caesars Superdome. Let's check in out at Champion Square and welcome 5-year season ticket holder Stephanie Williams to get us ready for kickoff. We are 30 minutes from kickoff. Hey fans, the Live in NFL's crucial pass campaign during the month of October. Every Saints touchdown, $5,000 will be donated to further cancer research and prevention for our community. So far, the total funds raised are $60,000.
We'll let somebody in there, but they feel like that.
Saints fans, as part of today's pregame entertainment, we are excited to officially induct Fred McAfee and Devery Henderson into the Saints Hall of Fame. Fred McAfee was a 6th-round draft choice out of Mississippi College in 1991 and played 10 seasons and 2 stints with the Saints. Hailed as one of the top special team performers of his era, McAfee recorded 210 career special team tackles, was a 2002 All-NFL and All-Pro Bowl selection, and played with the Saints Division Champion teams. Currently, McAfee serves as the club's Vice President of Player Engagement and has led the department for the past 17 years. The time has come to unveil Fred McAfee's Saints Hall of Fame portrait. Please welcome Saints owner Mrs. Gail Benson as she will now present Fred McAfee with his commemorative Saints Hall of Fame jacket. Let's hear from your newest member of the Saints Hall of Fame, Fred McAfee.
My voice is hoarse, so bear with me. Thank you guys for supporting me the entire time. I've been here for 32 years, and I love you guys. The fans here are the best. Best city, best fans. Booyah!
Devery Henderson was a 2nd-round draft choice out of LSU in 2004. He played 9 seasons for the Saints from 2004 to 2012, catching 245 passes for 4,377 yards and 20 touchdowns. One of the NFL's top deep threats during his career, Henderson's 18.1 yards per reception from 2006 to 2012 was the NFL's highest total, and his career receiving average remains a club record. Henderson owns the 2 highest single-season receiving averages in club history and was a member of the Super Bowl 44 championship team. The time has come to unveil Devery Henderson's Saints Hall of Fame portrait. Please welcome St. Louis Mrs. Gail Benson, and she will now present Devery Henderson with his commemorative Saints Hall of Fame jacket. Let's hear from Devery Henderson on his induction into the Saints Hall of Fame.
Congratulations. Thank you for all the great memories, 9 great seasons. I love you. You're the best fan base in America. From Opelousas, Louisiana, to yours truly, LSU Tigers. Thank you. Thank you.
Saints fans, let's hear it one more time for this year's class of the Saints Hall of Fame, Brad McAfee and Devery Henderson.
Fans, please be reminded that the National Football League expects you to hear
The WWL Saints welcome media members to the Caesars Superdome for today's game between the visiting Las Vegas Raiders and the New Orleans Saints. High-speed wireless internet access is available in the press box. Please refer to sheets throughout the press box for network name and password. Here are the roster changes and inactives for today's game. For the visiting Raiders, one roster change. Add number 21, cornerback Miguel Roby Coleman. Standard practice squad elevation, October 29th. Inactives for the Raiders, number 38, running back Britton Brown. Number 50, linebacker John Brown. Number 78, tackle Jackson Barton. Number 83, tight end Darren Waller. Number 94, defensive tackle Matthew Butler, and number 96, defensive end Tayshawn Bauer. Roster changes for the New Orleans Saints at number 19, cornerback Chris Harris Jr. Signed to the active roster from the practice squad October 29th. Also add number 17, wide receiver Kevin White. Standard practice squad elevation October 29th. Delete number 18, wide receiver Keith Kirkwood. Contract terminated October 29th. Saints inactive. Number 5, wide receiver Jarvis Landry. Number 13, wide receiver Michael Thomas. Number 23, cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. Number 65, guard Wyatt Davis. Number 82, tight end Adam Troutman. And number 96, defensive end Carl Anderson. Please note the press box media rules in effect for the 2022 season. Field information. Media with press box credentials will not be allowed to enter the field area at any time. TV cameras doing live shots will only be allowed in the live shot area in the northeast corner of the field. Then they must congregate in the media holding area across from the Saints locker room or in the photo workroom adjacent to media will call. After the game, press box credential media members will not be allowed to perform in the field entrances in the southeast visiting team post-game media area or in the southwest Saints post-game media area tunnels. Elevator information. Press box media can take elevator 8 to ground level. Exit, take a left to get to the visiting team post-game media area. Upon conclusion of the game, you take a right out of the elevator to get to the Saints post-game media area for post-game interviews. Elevator 8 will be dedicated for press box media between 6 and 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Then elevator 8 will be held to take previous coaches to the field at the second half shootout warning. After the game, video groups from both teams have priority for elevator 8 usage. New Orleans interview information. Head coach Dennis Allen, quarterback Andy Dalton, and players will be available in the post-game interview area adjacent to the Saints locker room, as well as an open locker room period. Las Vegas interview information. Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels post-game press conference. followed by availability from quarterback Derek Carr and other players, will take place in the interview room adjacent to the visitors' locker room, as well as an open locker room period. No visiting locker room and visiting team postgame media area were relocated in the 2021 season. You can take elevator 8 to ground level, exit, take a left, and proceed past the East Bunker Club to the visiting team media area on the southeast quadrant of ground level. Additional information. Final stat books will be available to the media following the game and will include player and head coach quotes from both teams. For any further information, please see New Orleans Director of Football Communications, Justin Massione, row 1, seat 1, or Las Vegas Senior Director of Media Relations, Will Kiss, row 1, seat 30. Adhering to PFWA rules, no cheering is allowed in the press box. Thank you.
Now, we're going to take a bit of time to get all this work done. But that's the word about this. You're trying to find a thing out with God. But really,
All right, we got a couple questions in here. So, Ryan McGee, where is Kirk Merritt instead of signing Kevin White? So, the Saints did not sign Kevin White. He is a practice squad elevation for the third time. So, if they want to continue bringing up Kevin White, then after today, they would have to sign him to the 53. I don't know if that's going to happen. But, you know, when you're talking about Kirk Merritt, talking about a guy who you don't know how he would look on special teams. You know what you're going to get out of Kevin White on special teams. He knows the offense. He's a veteran. It just makes sense that you would continue bringing him up. And he had a big game last week, right? He had that 64-yard catch and run. He adds an element to your offense, so I get why they're bringing him up. But, yeah, I think you could possibly see Kirk Merritt later in the season. They kept him around for a reason. Roy Michelle. So what do you think of today? Win or no? I think they win today. I think the Saints get this one done. Jeremiah Hardell. Who are we going to have cover Adams, Adebo, or Taylor? Now, it's a good question, but so I need you to understand that when Marshawn Lattimore is not there, you are not shadowing anybody, right? At least that is not how they handled it when it was Roby and Adebo in week 6 against the Bengals. In that game, you have them split the field, right? So you have one guy on the right side and you have one guy on the left side. And so they're not switching. They are sticking to those sides. So it's really up to the Raiders to decide who they want to have cover Devontae Adams, right? And so that's where you get into trouble a little bit because if they do see one of those guys as a liability, they can target him. And, yeah. So to answer the question, we don't really know. It's up to the Raiders to see how they want to align that. Yeah, I mean, Kevin White has been involved in the last couple of years. The team knows him, especially as a special teams contributor. And so it makes sense. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's true at all. I don't think you're going to see Dennis Allen get fired this season. For the sole purpose of like what how would that benefit you? Because I don't think it's going to happen. We talked about this. Yeah, I walked right by him. He was in the parking lot calling an Uber or calling a taxi when I walked in to the facility last week. It's not a thing. Why hasn't anyone else gone out and gotten Sue or Malcolm Brown? Ask yourself that question. There's a reason they're still a free agent. So yeah. My question is, what would you gain from that? Like, what would you gain? Either you get him out there, or you don't. He has no trade value because hasn't played in 3 seasons. Why would you? Well, what would you think? Cut him and take the dead cap hit? No, you got to get him back out on the field. He's hurt, guys. He's hurt. They're hopeful they'll get him back soon, but he's hurt. Let me to give you a percentage. I would give that a 0.0000001% chance. Like, if Sean stumbles and breaks his ankle and can't leave, maybe they're not getting him back, guys. Exactly this. He has no trade value. There's no you can't cut him because you'd have a ton of dead money. He's here, guys. He's gonna stay. It's just a matter of getting him healthy and getting him out there. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think it's gonna be another Taysom Hill game. Personally, I think you're gonna get a lot of QB power. They're going to try to own the time of possession, and yeah, but yeah, I think you're going to see some running games in this one. Thank you. I agree with that. Yeah, I'd like to see him get double-digit touches today. You've been seeing him get between 8 and 10. I want to see him get 12 to 15. But yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, this is about Michael Thomas. No, I mean, that's the thing, guys. I get it. You hear toe injury and you think, wow, these guys are supposed to be tough. You wouldn't even know about it at all if it wasn't a significant injury. So keep that in mind. He's not just sitting there with a hangnail crying about it. Does Marcus Mitchell wants to know about a Kamara trade? No. I mean, I think that there are good arguments to be made that you consider trading Alvin Kamara, especially if you lose today. But I don't think this team has any interest in rebuilding. I don't think Dennis Allen has rebuild in his vocabulary. So if you can go out and win today, this team is very much going to be going for the playoffs. There was a report from a rumor Twitter account. Just block them, guys. They're full of shit. And said the Eagles are trying to trade for him. That's not true. There was another report from Albert Breer who said that a anonymous GM told him that he thinks the Saints would consider trading Alvin Kamara to the Eagles if the Eagles sent their first-round pick back. Yeah, great, cool. That doesn't mean anything. I could also say that, and it might be true. But yeah. Yep, agree with this. I mean, I think he's going to be part of the offense. I mean, I think we don't need to overreact to 2 touches in an NFL game, but he's going to be a weapon, and you got to continue to use him. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar in the NFL, but he's going to be a weapon, and you got to make sure you use him. Good luck. I agree with that. I mean, again, I think that there is merit to considering a trade, especially if you lose this week. because you are going to be in serious trouble and you have an aging roster. But I don't think that there's anything going on right now. Now, if the Saints lose this game, and particularly if they look bad doing it, then everything's on the table. But for now, there's nothing. No, I don't. I think you should try to get guys back healthy. Exactly. The guys in the room have to fix it. All right, we're getting into intros, so I'll let you enjoy this.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome your New Orleans Saints! And now here comes our defensive starters. At defensive tackle from the University of Manitoba, number 93, David Onyemata. At defensive tackle from Texas, number 97, Malcolm Rose. At defensive end from UTSA, number 92, Marcus Davenport. At linebacker from Idaho, number 55, Caden Ellis. At linebacker from the Ohio State University, number 20, Pete Carter. At quarterback from Tennessee, number 27, Alante Taylor. At quarterback from Stanford, number 29, Alton Agibo. At quarterback from Kansas, number 19, Chris Harris Jr. At safety from Florida, number 6, Marcus Bay. At safety from LSU, number 32, Mario Vecchio. At defensive end from Cal, number 94, at linebacker from Arkansas State, number 56, Mario Davis. Richardson from Entergy, Texas, for Powering Saints Nation. Saints fans, presenting today's offense, we welcome the New Orleans Fire Department. And now, to honor America, would you please remove your hats? Performing today's national anthem, Skylar Secker.
Can you see what the dawn's early light? What's so brilliant at the twilight's last gleam, whose brush stripes embrace the for the so gilded lines of history. That our life was
Let's hear it one more time for Skylar Secker. Joining the Saints captains on the field is today's halftime rookie shooting captain, Bradley. Also joining the Saints captains for today's contest is today's legend of the game, former defensive tackle, John Stinchcomb. Today's coin toss is being conducted by referee Scott Nowak.
Gentlemen, welcome to week 8, regular season. Here's the point for today. That side is the heads. Side says tails is heads. That's heads. And that's tails. Your choice. Choice is heads. It is tails. You want to toss. Which way you want to kick? Start the first half. Las Vegas. Where you see? Good luck.
New Orleans Saints won the coin toss and deferred. Las Vegas will receive the opening kick. Saints will defend the south end.